Yo, what's up, ghouls and gals? It's me, Tay. I am back. I know it's been a long time since I last posted, but I will explain what happened in a different video, not this one. But today, I have a new analog horror series for you guys. Well, not new, but new for the channel, and that one's called GREYLOCK. This was when I first heard about this series, like a year back. It was very fledgling, only a few thousand views on some of the videos, but now it's grown full-fledged, like 500,000 views on almost each video. So I am excited to see what kind of content they have stored for us, because I never actually watched it, I never saw anything about it, so it'll be nice to see what it's all about. Yeah, don't forget to show your support for our analog horror creators. I'll leave a link to the original channel and the guy who created it down below, so you can go check out his stuff, subscribe, just share the love. But with that said, let's get into Tape 001, back online.
Primary systems online. Meeting sequence complete. Emergency shutdown protocols disengaged. System was offline for time code error 106. Contact technician for assistance. Welcome to Simuldyne USA Enhanced Access Operations. Please enter your clearance credentials. Error. These credentials are not recognized. Clearance credential requirement overridden. Administrator privileges granted. Welcome back, unknown user ID. What would you like to do? Accessing archival storage form, GBS.
Whoa. What does that say? Fatal error. In camera location morgue offline. Does that say morgue? Offline. Count act on site. Technician. Contact on site technician immediately. Fatal error.
Data extraction initiated. Data extraction 10% complete. Data extraction 40% complete. Data extraction 80% complete. Data extraction complete. All data extracted to error no.
So it looked like what showed up at the end of the episode there. It seems like a logo. Simuldyne USA. Simuldyne USA? Why is it where's their capitals in the middle of the letter? Simuldyne USA. I guess this is the company that we're hearing the computer voice for. It sounded like someone was trying to break in or like hack into Simuldyne USA databases, and they managed to do that, with the person being able to bypass the clearance credentials and get admin access out of nowhere. There's not much really to go off of on this part so far. Someone's breaking in, they took some information, they extracted it, and then the system sort of glitches out. I guess we'll get more information in the next part, but for now, that's all I can really say about that one. Tape 002. To the mountain?
Dear believers, when men pursue evil, it is evil that they will find. Mark my words, there is no good that can come from the pursuit of darkness. Let me read to you, dear believer, the words of the late
like church radio?
Spurgeon, who discussed this at length in a sermon all the way back in 1864. He said, quote, "Our adversary, the devil, goes about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. We are taught by our Lord Jesus to
I was
pray,
expecting something to
do
come
not
out of
lead
the
us into
side or something
temptation, but
any second
deliver us
now.
from the evil one. What we are taught to seek or shun in prayer, we should equally pursue or avoid in action. Very warily, therefore, should we endeavor to avoid temptation, seeking to walk in the path of obedience, so that we may never be guilty of tempting the devil to tempt us. We are not to enter the thicket in search of the lion.
Is this supposed to like be some like thematic Oh wait, there's a car. Wait, oh, okay. Guess we're just here now. Is that supposed to be like some sort of thematic, like those words being said by the sermon is like some thematic of what's going to be happening in the story? Potentially, we'll see if we keep watching. So I'll stop yapping right now. Is that blood? Camera glitch? Okay. It wouldn't be an analog world if there wasn't a camera glitch. That looked like blood in the snow. Are we seeing like two different POVs right now? Because it's like switching between the red POV and then the regular POV. It's just like maybe it's either flashbacks or maybe it's like different. I don't know. Parallel universes where someone bled out here or something. I don't know. I don't think the voice here is reversed audio. I think it's just very distorted. The human smile. Yeah, and
when we will come face to face with the devil.
no, that audio was definitely not reversed or anything. It was just very distorted because I could pick out some words in there. I might be able to, when I go back in editing, clear it up and be able to hear more. I'll show it up on the screen if I did be able to do that. We're back onto the road now.
Himself, whether we intended to or not, dear believer, we are drawn to him by our own hearts. In Matthew chapter 15, verse 19, it says, "For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false witness, slander." There is a shadow nested deep, deep within our hearts, within our minds, in a place most people don't even know exists within themselves.
I'm preparing for a jump scare, chat.
The devil is going to call to those depths, dear believer. And though you may tremble before the beast, you should make it easier on yourself and accept what it is that he bestows upon you.
What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. So we saw someone, guy, girl, driving into the woods. They make it to a spot in the woods, and their camera starts glitching out. To me, it looked like either some sort of flashback where they were remembering back to something, or maybe a flash forward. I don't know. Or either like they were just witnessing like a parallel universe or something, where like in a parallel universe in that exact spot is bloody, where here it's not bloody and the camera's like picking up on that and showing the glitch. I honestly can't give you a right answer right now. Everything is still sort of like all over the place. The preacher, the sermon was going on about was just like how the devil's gonna tempt you, how the devil's gonna like try to get into you bit by bit. And once he's tempted you, he's it's inescapable. He's just gonna seep into you bit by bit. So maybe something's happening with the person behind the camera. Maybe they're transforming into something and they don't know it yet. There is still not enough information to go off of yet by far, but I am enjoying it so far. It is so far being good. I'm guessing more information is going to be revealed as we keep watching, so we're going to head right into it. Tape 003, Orientation Protocols. Warning, all the parts being of this videotape is strictly prohibited. Yeah, this is very...
Greetings, and welcome to the Preconditional Protocols and Orientation video system provided by Unit 13.
Immediately just remind me of a Lethal Company, like with the music and the voice. Tape TF1, Unit 13, probably the U.S. Department of the Army. Alright, so this is some government shit, whatever this is about. Preconditional Protocols and Orientation Video System.
Conditional Protocols and Orientation video system provided by Unit 13 as part of the United States Army and Project Stargate, created in partnership with Semiodyne USA.
Semiodyne. That's the company we saw at the beginning of the first video. That's who was getting hacked into and had the information extracted. So they're working with the U.S. government for some Project Stargate, whatever that is about.
On behalf of all of us here at Unit 13, congratulations on your selection as one of our testing candidates.
Candidates? Okay, so whoever's watching this is a candidate of testing at Unit 13 under Semiodyne under the United States government.
We have a lot of questions, and this video is designed to answer them all.
Okay, yeah,
First, let's go over some background information to provide you with the crucial context you'll need for a full understanding of what it is we're doing at Unit 13. We are sure you've heard plenty of rumors surrounding what it is that we do, but we are willing to bet that most everything you've heard is wrong.
Okay.
Being a highly confidential part of Project Stargate, which you've already been briefed on, Unit 13 studies a revolutionary and promising area of parapsychology, thought forms. If you're unfamiliar with what thought forms are, that's okay. You're in the majority. So, what are thought forms? Through the ages, occultists and spiritualists, Tibetan monks to theosophists, have exercised the creation of what is sometimes referred to as a tulpa, otherwise known as a thought form.
Ooh. I think I know what a tulpa is, chat. I've actually watched a shit ton of what's it called, Supernatural. I'm pretty sure a tulpa is a creature that is not real, but because enough people think that it is real, it becomes real. I'm pretty sure there was an episode like that in Supernatural. Something came to life that there's a lot of people on the internet believed it was real, and then became a real thing that started, or like, what was a chain email? A tulpa chain email, was that the episode? I don't know. I'm getting off track, but I know what a tulpa is. So is a thought form a creature that's being created because enough people believe that it's existing, and that's what Site 13 is about.
Creation of what is sometimes referred to as a tulpa, otherwise known as a thought form. A thought form is the manifestation of a person's will, emotion, or other deeply psychologically energized state into a semi-physical form, existing as not only an extension of the person, but as its own independent and sentient entity. Thought forms are also able to be witnessed and experienced by third parties, and are not limited solely to the person who developed them. Thought forms have been formed to serve as familiars, companions, or even friends to those who conjure them. According to key literature, thought forms can be intentionally formed by a single person or multiple people, though they can be unintentionally formed as well. But they are always manifested through the deep will and focus of a person in a considerably heightened state of connectivity with their own consciousness. Traditional thought forms can vary widely in their level of influence in the real world. While they usually take physical formations eventually, their earliest stages are more apparitional in nature, with brief manifestations, though most often remaining as an unseen essence, much like a phantom or a ghost. At this phase, thought forms and ghosts are very similar in a number of ways. Individuals can make contact with them through communication devices, such as a Ouija.
Are you saying thought form and ghosts are similar in the ways that you're saying ghosts are real, or are you saying that the concept of ghosts and the very real thing of thought forms are similar? It's essentially, are they confirming that ghosts are real in this universe potentially?
Board or through EVP sessions, while the thought form may respond through moving objects, manipulating electronics, or even speaking words and short phrases. Due to their striking similarities, a current theory established by Unit 13 suggests that what we know as ghosts may not be as common as we once believed. Rather than a deceased person's energy being left behind after death, it's possible, and indeed likely, that these paranormal entities are actually thought forms that are unintentionally created by those individuals that the deceased has left behind, who spend inordinate amounts of time in deeply emotional states, where their mental capacity is largely occupied by a powerful focus on the departed individual. In other words, as these are the ideal conditions from which thought forms are born, people may very well create their own ghosts and hauntings. However, as
So they're saying that ghosts are not actually ghosts. They're just when someone dies and people think about them a lot, that energy like groups up and becomes a thought form of the person that died, because people are thinking about them because they just died, obviously, and thusly leaves a copy of that person as a thought form, what we would mistake as a ghost. That's interesting. Though I don't. So I guess our thought forms this universe's alternates or something like that. Let's not even throw the word alternates into here. Actually, that's very silly. These are something completely different. Interesting. Let's keep going.
Born, people may very well create their own ghosts and hauntings. However, as more time and energy is invested into the development of the thought form, they begin to harness more influence on their environment, until eventually exhibiting a semi-permanent physical appearance, and, in due course, becoming as tangible as a living creature. This is where Unit 13's interest comes in. We've sought to answer a very important question. Can thought forms be created in a manner that would benefit American society and help keep American citizens safe?
Of course, capitalists. You find something weird, and then you just have to be like, how can this make us money? How can this save us money? I love capitalism. I love humanity, honestly. They're like, oh, we'll make ghosts, but how can we make those ghosts work for us and create us money? That's the real question.
Unfortunately, the practice of intentionally creating a thought form by traditional methods would undoubtedly take years and years of devout mental training. So, Project Stargate has enlisted a world-renowned authority in thought forms, a man named Dr. Bernard Hayes, to oversee a number of the operations related to Unit 13's work. His participation has been invaluable and has brought fruitful results to the project. Due to Unit 13 and Semiodyne USA's combined efforts, bringing together some of the most prestigious minds in the world, specializing in the sciences of the human consciousness, with cutting-edge technology and engineering methods, we've created a groundbreaking, proprietary invention. Introducing the Thought Form Manifester. The Thought Form Manifester is able to create truly independent and self-sustaining thought form entities from the minds of select, willing participants.
Self-sustaining? So they have to be formed with the thoughts of other people, but eventually they can start sustaining themselves without other people making them. That sounds like a bad idea.
Being that they come from the deepest recesses of the human mind, thought forms can appear in virtually any configuration. They could look like a person, an object, an animal, or even something.
Those do not
They could look like a person.
That is like that's ChatGPT right there. That's like Da Vinci AI, just like make me a person.
An object, an animal, or even something as abstract as the physical representation of an emotion. That being said, it's recommended to brace yourself before touring the thought form chambers, as thought forms can also take on appearances that could be considered disturbing, like a creature one might see in a childhood nightmare. There's no reason to be afraid, however. All thought forms are docile by nature, and while they may look or behave in a frightening manner, and though they are capable of making physical contact, they pose no threat to humans. Once your session in the thought form manifester is completed, your thought form will be securely transported directly into a containment chamber. Thought forms are unable to pass through the barrier of the and will not be capable of causing you any issues. There are some very rare potential side effects that may result from your session. These side effects include increased tiredness, loss of balance, dizziness, insomnia, vomiting, episodes of temporary amnesia, and mild hallucinations. These side effects, if present, will clear up within 72 hours of your session, and are simply signs of your brain recalibrating to the real world. It is recommended you refrain from driving or operating heavy machinery for 72 hours after your session, even if you experience no side effects. None of these side effects should cause you any harm or overt stress, and former testing candidates who have experienced these side effects reported that they were very mild and merely a transient inconvenience. With all that out of the way, we are looking forward to your participation with Unit 13, and your time in the thought form manifester has been scheduled. However, there are several required mind exercises as a part of this video system that must be completed prior to your scheduled date in order to prime your consciousness and ensure the highest quality results. Please enter the video cassette labeled TF2, Waking Your Subconscious, now. This is the end of this tape.
Ooh, okay. I regret doing this at nighttime, by the way, chat. It's fucking... I keep looking. There's a mirror behind the camera right here. Right? I can see myself. I can see everything behind me. I keep looking back out that window and it's terrifying me. Okay, I'm actually kind of scared right now. But let's see. That video. That's interesting. So this video introduces a concept as known as a thought form, a creature that can be made or created out of thin air by other people's minds, what they think of. That could take a shape of a human, animals, or a raw emotions, or pretty much anything. And the U.S. government has found a way, or U.S. Unit 13, with the help of the scientist guy that I forgot his name, I'll put him on the screen right now. They have come up with a way to make a machine that just extracts it from your mind, like immediately, because making it the normal way would take too long. But there are some side effects that will leave you feeling sick and stuff. So I'm guessing what's happening here is that they've used these machines to extract thought forms from people and make these, and it ended up making these creatures that they're eventually gonna run out of, not run out of, they're gonna mistreat, or like they're going to, not being able to contain, and then they're gonna get out and start killing stuff. They said something about your brain readjusting to the real world. I'm not sure if it means there's another world out there where the thought forms come from, or something. But that's interesting. Let's move on to the next video. I still can't formulate a real thought on what's happening here, so I'm gonna move on to the next video. By the way, there is a lot of videos in this series. I'm not gonna do all of them in one sitting. There would be like a 1-2 hour long video, so I'm probably gonna do 2 more tapes and then cut the rest off for a part 2, and then a part 3, and then at the end I'll form them all together into one big movie, essentially the GREYLOCK movie or something like that. Because let's continue with tape 004. Unexpected visitors. Alright, so are we outside someone's house? Are we stalking them? I saw a figure in the right window, and now it's moving. Turned off lights in the house. That looks like his mustache with the eye, hair, sideburns, and a chin, and then his body. Maybe his hands right here. Is that a person or is that a thought form? So outside of someone's house after lights have gone out and they're just sneaking around with a flashlight. Obviously, we're not supposed to be here, otherwise we wouldn't be sneaking around with a flashlight and peeking through the windows. Now the question is, why are they doing this? Is there something in there? We're inspecting the window seal? Ooh. Is that window open slightly? Is that what I see? Oh, it is. Wait. Yeah, it's open slightly. He's setting the camera down. I gotta say, if you want to sneak around someone's house, flashing a flashlight through their window isn't the best way to do it. Yep, okay, yeah, he takes off the little fly screen on the window so he can make his way in. Chat, I used to do this a lot when I used to, well, when I was living in my mom's house. I used to do this so much because I would never get a spare set of keys from her, so I would just take the fly screen out of the window and then sneak, crawl into the house and then put it back after I go into the garage or backyard and put it back. It terrified me because I'd be like, what if someone's watching me do this and just calls the cops on me? And I have to explain, this is my own house. I'm sorry, I just don't have a spare key. I'm breaking into my own house. I know it's weird, you know. So why is this person breaking? Like, we saw that the people are in here, so whatever he's doing must be worth potentially getting caught by the people inside the house right now. If they were people, maybe they were all thought forms. Maybe he's sneaking up on a thought form family or something. I'm gonna say this again: sneaking around with a flashlight is not the best way to sneak around. It's what the fuck? And now he's did he just sneak inside and kill them? And now he's back outside?
I'd like to thank my
Whoa.
producer,
It's Max
my writers,
Max Headroom.
my friends, and you, the ordinary people who made me what I am today.
Max Headroom premieres after moonlighting tomorrow.
They did love me.
ABS, Emergency
We
Broadcast
interrupt our
System.
current program at the request of the Massachusetts State Police.
Okay, so this is taking place in
Emergency
Massachusetts.
broadcast system. This is not a test. All normal broadcasting has been discontinued during the emergency. This station will broadcast official information, news, and instruction for northern Berkshire County, Massachusetts, after the following tone.
At 3:34 a.m., Massachusetts State Police confirmed the presence of a potential group of active and unidentified home invaders who have targeted 49 residences since approximately 11:15 p.m. last night.
49?
Attacks appear to be random, spanning across the towns of North Adams, Cheshire, Savoy, and Windsor. Residents are urged to take the following actions immediately. Wake all occupants of your home. Lock all doors and windows. Close all curtains and blinds. Gather in a secure area of your home where multiple exits are available to prevent yourself from being cornered. Additionally, residents are urged to arm themselves with a blunt object or firearm if available and licensed. Only resort to self-protection if a suspect has entered your home, poses an active threat to you or your family, and you are unable to escape safely. If you are currently away from home, we are urging you not to return home at this time. Shelter in place where you are. If you are currently not in a secure area or in a vehicle, immediately head to your closest 7-Mart. Each 7-Mart location is currently being used as a safe area and has police stationed for your protection. Remain in your secure area until the threat has been resolved. Police are currently unable to determine a physical description of any of the assailants involved in these attacks. It is strongly advised you do not open your home to anyone you do not intimately recognize. Do not attempt to search for or engage with any suspects. The suspects are considered armed and extremely dangerous. Do not leave your secure area unless necessary. This is for your safety. Law enforcement will be armed and patrolling your area. Interfering with this investigation could result in lethal force being inadvertently.
What is that? What is that sound? Oh! Shit. Okay, that scared the absolute fucking shit out of me. Oh my god. Okay, wow, that really fucking got me. So we started the episode looking at someone walking through the woods. They find a house with people going to sleep inside, and they decide to sneak around until they find a window that it's open, and they sneak through and end up murdering the family. It sounded like, and then we get a news report about a string of break-ins that's been happening, around 49 that are already happened in this night alone. I think it said this night alone, 49 break-ins. Yeah, 49 houses broken into starting last night. So that's a lot of break-ins happening in each night. And they suspect it's a group of people. Might be a group of thought forms, if anything. And then we see after the announcement goes off, we start hearing a whole bunch of screaming in the woods. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be his neighbors are all getting broken into one by one, and eventually the hand is him getting broken into last, or if that was maybe like the thought forms making a lot of noise before breaking into his house. I would imagine the former rather than the latter, but I think the camera perspective we're seeing in the beginning was of a thought form that had escaped and was just broken into a house and murdered everyone and left. And I think all the other people, all the other houses that have been broken into are also being broken into by thought forms. Let's break in and kill people. When the last guy gets killed, we start seeing faces on the screen, very human, but like decayed, missing features, like almost like that one SAP Larry, Radical Larry, you know him, chat. Looks like a bit like him, an old decayed face with missing features on it, like missing eyes and missing its lips and stuff. I imagine that's, yeah, look at that. It's like a skull with a bit of viscera on it. I imagine that's what the thought forms look like. Maybe they're incomplete and they're trying to complete themselves or something, and that's why they're attacking people. I don't know. There still isn't a lot of information. All we know is that there's a group of things, either humans or thought forms, going around murdering people at a very high frequency. Take 005. Not here. Not now. Not anymore.
Well, hello again, Tiffany.
Oh, hi, Wanda. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. No dad this time.
No, unfortunately, he couldn't get off work today. So I'm gonna have to call him on a payphone to let him know all the details as soon as we're done.
He's excited to be a dad, huh?
Oh, yes, he certainly is. We both can't wait to be parents.
Aw, and you said you've been together since high school, right?
Yep.
That's so sweet. And have you decided on a name for your baby boy yet?
Yep, we're going with Max.
Ooh, Max.
Max.
That's a nice, strong name.
That's why my fiance wanted it so bad. He says it'll help make him strong right off the bat.
That's a pretty good way of thinking about it. So let's see how strong little Max is so you can hurry up and make that call.
Yes, please. He's been moving around like crazy the past couple of weeks, so I think he's really strong. Strong enough to kick so hard I almost throw up sometimes, too.
Aw, what a wild boy. Activity is good.
Yep.
Okay, hopefully this isn't too cold.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so that confirms it. So this girl Tiffany is pregnant and she's at a doctor getting a ultrasound right now, is what it sounds like. Oh, look, yeah, there's the ultrasound. There's a
There
baby.
he is. He's definitely a growing boy, that's for sure. And you're both looking really good.
Oh, I love hearing that.
Let's get some measurements to see exactly how much he's grown.
Ooh. There's something in the flash here. Ooh, it's a face. What the fuck kind of... What is that? I thought it was a newspaper, but no, it's actually just like a face. Nope, there is one. Okay, what does it say? Bizarre events leave Berkshire's residents in terror, I'll imagine. Authorities mute. Unexpected. This is illegible. Bizarre events leave Berkshire residents in terror. Authorities mute. I can't really read anything. This seems like it's just a random news flash that doesn't really have information for us.
What was that?
I don't know. I've never seen that before. Maybe something to do with the power.
Oh, okay.
This is a bit strange.
What? What's strange?
Nothing to worry about or anything. Just having some trouble finding the baby all of a sudden.
Maybe the machine messed up?
Possibly. But I can still see everything else. It's just not picking up the baby for some reason.
Has this ever happened before?
Well, sometimes babies can move into certain positions that are hard to see.
But you can't see my baby at all?
I'm looking. Don't worry, he's definitely here.
Ooh. Chai, you thinking what I'm thinking?
What? Why don't we just see if we can borrow another machine, okay? There has to be something wrong with this one. I'll be right back.
Chai, what if the baby is a thought form formulated by the wife and the husband wanting to have the baby real bad? But does that explain it disappearing? I'm not sure.
What are you talking about?
No, 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 no.
This can't be happening. Your baby doesn't know you're blind? That makes no sense.
Is it happening?
Tiffany Casaldi, 29, school teacher. Tiffany, elementary school teacher, 29 of Rose Pine Drive, Adams, died unexpectedly Monday morning. She had suffered tremendously after the sudden loss of her unborn son, Maxwell Marek, on March 31st. She was something to... Why is 720p the highest I can go? She was unable to live with the brats. This is like an actual... Is this like a real person? Or a real news article? This is like... All this is readable and like it actually says stuff. The important part here says she died Monday. She died unexpectedly Monday morning after she had suffered tremendously after the sudden loss of her unborn son, Maxwell Mark, on March. She was unable to live with the burden any longer. I think that says burden. I'm not sure. Ooh, what? Don't do that. Don't do that. You already scared me once. Don't scare me again. Like, so that was just a story about a woman who had a baby and the baby just disappeared while she was getting an ultrasound. I think that the baby was a thought form, and that's why it just disappeared. And then she died unexpectedly. We don't know how she died, but she died unexpectedly. Yeah. In the description of this video, it's the first video actually of the series so far to have anything in the description. It says, "Do you know what they did up there? These are the consequences." I don't know. So yeah, if I'm going to make it there on this video, yeah. So I imagine she was struggling to have a baby for a long time, and she just manifested a baby. And then once she, actually got an ultrasound to confirm that the baby was real, when faced with the, she couldn't deal with it. Let me see.
It's looking really good.
Oh, Dr. Bernard Hayes. Isn't this the guy who's running the experiment with the Unit 13? Symposium on Jungians Philosophy. What are these words? The Manifestation of Consciousness, New York City, October 4th, 1981. Okay, so this is pretty old.
Countless men withered away and dying in pursuit of, leaving their towers of work behind, to be climbed by coming generations. Higher and higher they ascend, so that we will at last reach the one called God. And there, on his apex of infinite knowledge and power, we will approach and look him in the eye. As an equal.
Ooh.
Welcome back, user. Frank Porter. Please enter your credentials. Credential requirement bypassed by system administrator. Greetings, unknown user ID. Welcome to Semiodyne USA's virtual message
Is this the same person who broke into the first one in the first episode? They also bypassed the user verification and just got admin privileges immediately.
For user. Project director, Frank Porter.
Whoa,
Establish assistant, for user ID. Welcome to Semiodyne USA's virtual message assistant, for user. Project director, Frank Porter. Establishing custom telephone message settings.
Okay.
Sender, Paul Morelli, Live.
Oh,
Morelli Construction and Mining Company.
Construction.
Dates of receipt ranging from March 24th, 1987, to March 30th, 1987. Beginning playback of your messages. Message 1. March 24th, 11:14 a.m.
Hey Frank, it's Paul Morello. We ran into somewhat of an issue today. We came across these tunnels inside the mountain, pretty deep in, but well, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but he told me to call if anything strange came up, and I figured this qualifies. People have been here before. Some obviously man-made shit in there, like carvings and stone. This shit looks ancient, like real old. I took a crew in to look through it, but seems part of the tunnels caved in some time ago. We're gonna just have to bust through it regardless. But I still wanted to make you aware of it. Anyway,
Okay.
I'll keep you in the loop. Thanks.
So they found like what?
Message
Cave paintings from
March
dating back to the
25th,
Paleolithic
7:38
era or
a.m.
something?
Hey Frank, it's Paul. Just calling to tell you the day might be a bit slower than usual. Unfortunately, a number of the crew are sick as dogs. Not really sure what kind of stomach bugs going around or what, but we'll do our best to pick up slack. I'm calling in some guys who have a day off, so hopefully things will get a little closer to normal, you know? That being said, I don't know how the hell this happened, but the section of the tunnel here caved in is clear. The tunnel's been wired up with a few lights, too. Wanted to see if maybe you sent someone in while we were off shift. Night crew said you didn't, but, I didn't see anybody else either, so... But a few of the guys said they'd seen something running around in the woods surrounding the site. I figured it's probably a deer or whatever, but seeing all the ruckus we're making out here, But they all insisted it was something else. Something like a real tall man. Might just be some environmentalist moron trying to cause some shit, but, he ain't done nothing, so I told him to keep focused on the project. For safety's sake, we're going to avoid the tunnel until I hear back from you. All right, bye now.
Interesting. So the tunnel that was completely blocked previously is now completely unblocked. Not only that, there are now lights in the tunnel lighting it up, and they don't know who did it, but they think they see some really tall man running around in the woods around the construction site. Interesting. Let's keep going.
Message 3. March 25th, 4:56 p.m.
Hey Frank, it's Paul again. The guy you sent out to take photos just left, but well, he seemed totally fine when he got here, but we practically had to carry him back to his car when he was done. I don't know if he caught whatever's going around, but figured you should know. Also, we found some really old shit down there, Frank. Now, I ain't no historian, but we got a guy on the crew who used to do archaeology work or whatever, and I don't know. But I guess there's some old artifacts down there, like weapons and trinkets and whatever. I'll have him draft up a report for you and send it your way, because I feel like he'd be interested, and he can explain all this shit better than I could anyways. His name's Arnold Rivers. That's about it. All right, bye.
So whoever goes into the tunnel is getting super sick.
3 p.m.
Frank, something ain't right here.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out already.
Sick. I feel okay so far, but I don't know how long that's gonna last. I saw that thing the guys have been talking about last night, stalking around in the tree line. I swear it had a face. Anyways, just call me back as soon as you can, Frank.
So has Frank not seen any of these messages? Is that what we're getting at here? He's not seen any of these messages? Because he keeps saying, call me back. And he keeps leaving messages. Okay.
All our food is rotten. Don't even spoiled and covered in maggots. It was perfectly fine and stored. There wasn't any problems with the generator. Even if we lost power, it's the end of March. All our food looks like it's been left out in the heat for weeks. No idea what's going on. Please call me back.
Message 6. March 27th, 4:02 p.m.
It's Paul. We saw it again. Something out here with us. It's in the woods. And it's watching us, goddammit. It ain't no animal either. Who are you guys gonna put up those fancy hunting cameras and see if we can catch anything? maybe locals fucking with us. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah. Anyways, I just.
Ooh, what was that? Ooh. Motion to cancel Hunter Cam 03. Where? Don't scare me again, please. Hey, I didn't see anything. I'm looking left, I'm looking right. I don't see anything on this thing.
Message 7. Date and time unavailable. Message.
More motion detected. Ooh. It's like smoke. Is that a thought form? Is it like in the form of smoke or something?
March 29th, 10:13 p.m.
Frank, it's Paul. Holy shit, well, a lot of the crew here is sick now, and some are like unresponsive. We tried emergency contacts for them, but they just keep ringing. The phones, they just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. Nobody picked up from any number we tried. Nobody picked up. No answer machines either. Made a call to the hospital and same thing. Just ringing. Just tried 911, still nothing. I figured the phones were fucked up, but the machine actually picked up.
Oh, he's losing it. He is losing it.
I think I caught whatever's going around. My skin, it feels tight. A lot of pressure behind my eyes. My teeth feel like they're humming, vibrating. You know what? Just all started when we came across that tunnel. I feel like I need to figure out what's down there. I think whatever's down there could help my crew. But most of all, I feel like something really bad's gonna happen if I don't go down. So I'm going down tonight.
Don't do that. More smoke. Ooh, oh, it is like a ghost or something.
Message 9.
This is the last message.
20th, time unavailable. This is the end of your messages.
Oh, what is that? Okay, fine, that's ready. The tunnels and the thought forms are connected in some way. They're definitely connected in some way. But what? You said these are ancient tunnels. Maybe there's some ancient thought forms that were like locked away in that tunnel, and as they started as they started construction, they just happened to come across the thought form tunnel when they were building more thought form tunnels for their own. I don't know. It's weird. They send a crew out to go make construction on something. And they've come across this tunnel that cleared itself out in a day, and they started getting stalked by something in the woods that is this thing, apparently, a thought form, because it was like very ethereal when it was looking at the camera. And then everyone gets sick and they start rotting, and their food starts rotting. I am so confused, chat. I am honestly so confused. We're going to the next video, and then I'm going to end it there. Tape 007. Back to normal.
Authorities continue to investigate the recent crime wave that swept across northern Berkshire County, left many of its residents in a state of anxiety and panic. It was 2 weeks ago when the emergency broadcast system was engaged to warn residents to secure their homes due to the activity of a group of individuals who had been targeting and breaking into people's homes. Authorities have since confirmed that the attacks were, in fact, part of an organized criminal effort and have been attributed to a local anti-American militia group operating out of western Massachusetts called... Police have made numerous arrests in connection to militia, and officials continue to release statements to assure the public that they are safe once again.
We've seen a lot of credible information over the past couple of weeks, and the investigation's still ongoing. We're getting closer by the day.
Thankfully, due to the continued efforts of law enforcement, life has been able to return back to normal. Back to normal. Back to normal. To normal. To normal. To normal.
What is that?
Back to normal for residents of Berkshire County.
Whoa. Whoa.
Berkshire County.
Okay. We see photo caption: engaged couple Alex Marsh and Tiffany Crisaldi, right, sit together as they discuss the loss of their unborn son. This is Alex and Tiffany. We've heard of Tiffany's a woman who had the baby that disappeared on her. We've heard Alex's name before. I think we've heard Alex. No, we have not heard Alex's name before. Tiffany, though. So they're important somehow. They're important to the story because they've been brought up again. These events are only the tips of the iceberg, says Jim McGallen, a former police officer who now works as private investigator and hosts a radio show centered around government transparency and accountability. There are horrifying reports of people, healthy grown adults, becoming deformed, growing extra limbs, teeth growing out of their scalp, people developing severe mental conditions, or even sickness doctors have never seen. What does this have to do with thought forms, though? I'm trying to figure out how this all relates back to thought forms, and I can't place a finger on it. Alright, that's gonna be the last one for now, chat. So that was Greylock. Honestly, a really well put together series so far. I've been enjoying every second of it. This is obviously not the same night. I don't have my hat on anymore, and it's there's kind of some light coming through that window over there, but it's tomorrow. I spent the entire day I had to go to sleep, and I spent the entire day kind of sort of theorizing a little bit, and I kind of came up with a few things. I don't want to spend too long because the video's already long enough on these theories, but I kind of wanted to point out some things that I did manage to pick out from here and there and kind of sort of run with them. So in tape 1, we see someone breaking into a facility and stealing information from this semiodyne facility. There wasn't that much else to go off of on there, so we're going to move past that. So tape 2, we see someone driving up somewhere in the woods, and then they get to a point, and then they start seeing things, and then they leave. That was completely random, but it's not completely random because the video's called To the Mountain. In tape 6, I believe it is, we see a group of miners digging out a mountain, and they all get sick, and they all get, they all get sick, and they all start getting deformed. And imagine that in this tape 2, this is the same mountain that he's heading up to. And I imagine that the person that we're seeing is the person who, in tape 1, stole the information. So maybe they stole the information, and, at the top of tape 7, we see them re-break, or tape 6, we see them re-break into the information to see, to check all the messages that happened between a certain date range. I imagine that tape 1 person read all the messages that happened in tape 6 about the mountain. Then in tape 2, he goes up to the mountain. Is what I'm imagining is happening there. In tape 3, we see an orientation message aimed to Alex Marsh. This is important because Alexander Michael Marsh is the partner of Tiffany March, which we'll see in episode or tape number 5, where she loses her baby. But in this tape, we see that, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but it says AM 09/10/65. At first, I thought this was 1965, but I can't find any way to rationalize that date because post to that, it says January 2nd, 1993 is the date at which all this is, or this video has been made, is in January 2nd, 1993. And we know from tape 6 that that everything is happening March 31st, 1987, which will be a few years after this tape was made. So all we know is that sometime in the future, Alex is picked up by the U.S. government, and they show him this video, and they test him to make more thought forms for a capitalistic game, which I don't know. I honestly, taking this date at face value is kind of hard because it kind of doesn't make any sense to me right now why in the future they'd want to make thought forms when in the past, or 1987, the thought forms have already started killing people in the town or whatever. So unless the U.S. government, unless Alex is like a survivor and the U.S. government found him and they've taken him in, they're like, we know what happened here. We know the thought forms, are this thing that are real. And we're going to show you this video. Like, you should know that there were too. We're going to use you to make more thought forms because we saw that they're real and they're tangible. Maybe we can use them in a good way. It's the only way I can rationalize the U.S. government wanting to do this. But then let's get past that. In tape 4, we see someone or something. I personally think it's thought form. It's the thought form that we've been seeing in all the other videos. The one with the cracked mask. I think we see that thought form break into a house and either kills someone, or, my personal headcanon, it sexually assaults a woman, which is why we hear a woman screaming. Like, it sounds like a struggle at first, and then we hear her screaming and like some thumping. Maybe that's her getting sexually assaulted, and then it impregnates her. Maybe. Because why I want to lean this way is because in episode 5, we see Tiffany. Tiffany is the partner of Alex. So we see Tiffany, she goes into a gynecologist and she speaks to them about her baby. And they're like, that's good, let's check on it. They check on it, they see the baby's there. And then not soon after we see that thought form's face again, we see a news article about all the break-ins that were happening a few months back, and then the baby disappears. That date of when the baby disappears, I figured out to be March 31st, 1987. The same date in episode 6 with the miners, where all the miners ended up dying at the end. The main lead foreman, Paul, ended up dying, and we see that same thought form that showed up in episode 5. We see him again, and that's the same day that the baby disappeared. And then in that episode 5, we see in the message, it says, do you know what they did up there? These are the consequences. I think that's in reference to the miners. Do you know what they did up there on the mountain? These are the consequences of that. So they open the gate on day 31st of March. Paul goes in, and when he comes out, he's all deformed. Then we see the cracked mask guy. Then the baby ends up disappearing on the same day, which I don't think is a coincidence. Pretty soon after, the wife kills herself, as we could see in this news article. that appears she killed herself when she's 29 years old. I extrapolated some information from the news article to see when she was born, when she graduated high school, when she graduated college, and then added up dates from there to get that, yeah, she died the same year that she lost the baby to the thought form. Whether that was a thought form baby or a real baby, I don't know, but she lost the baby to that thought form. That due to the mountain being open, people are starting to get sick. Babies are starting to get deformed. We see a conjoined baby. And I imagine that's from the sickness spreading to other people in the city. It's coming down from the mountain into the city, is what I imagine is happening. I don't have too much information, so I can't give you guys a solid idea, but those are my current leads on what's happening. So, honestly, this is a really great series. I've been enjoying it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me and enjoyed my theory. I'm going to be covering part 2 as soon as I can. As soon as this video is out and I see that it does good, I'm going to cover part 2, record it, and get it uploaded probably the next week. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and you drop a like. That will truly show me that you guys are appreciating it, and I should keep going. If you guys have any other series that you guys want me to cover and make theories on, then go ahead and leave their names in the comment section below, and I'll go ahead and check them out at some point and see if I want to do them, and we can do them on the channel. And if you guys really enjoyed the analog horror itself, I'd suggest going into the GREYLOCK channel and showing it some love. They haven't uploaded in a while, but I will see if I can find the creator of it and link to his socials, so you can at least go to his socials and show him some love. But with that said, that's going to be all. I hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.